This is a trip. An older tree fell on top of a newer tree. Good morning. It's Sunday morning, September 8th, 2019. So last night Yellow Jackets. So last night I went to bed. I went into the tent about 8 and I listened to an audiobook until about 9 or 9:30. And then I slept until 8 this morning because that's when the sun hits the tent. And it's much nicer getting up in the sun. It's not nearly as cold because it got down to 38 last night. And if you let the sun hit the tent for a little bit, it warms it right up to almost 45 or 50 degrees inside the tent right away. And then you get out in the sun and it's much easier to deal with things, and especially when you're in these deep canyons. So anyway, I'm just going to hang out today and do a little stuff around here, maybe take a hike south, well east actually, down creek, and give you a little tour of that area. So anyway, that's it. Well, it's Sunday afternoon and I think it's September 8, 2019. And I'm using my tripod as a Les Stroud Survivor Man technique. That's what he did all the time when he was making his cable show, which I thought was just awesome about the outdoors and everything. So anyway, I'm going to this afternoon go ahead and do a little walk down Rock Creek downstream. And it's a little windier today. I made a run into Mammoth and went to a Starbucks and got that taken care of, my emails, etc. Went over to Vaughn's, got some more ice, some more bug spray, and everything's good. So one of the cool things about East Fork Campground is this bridge right in the middle of the campground. It goes across Rock Creek. Lets you get to the other side of the creek, and there's a really nice hiking trail over there. So we're gonna take a walk on down that trail and show you guys some of the sights. Here's a short little walk just as you get past the bridge. Gives you a nice view of the creek. It's always shaded over here. Lots of trees. Pretty place. This is sort of sad. You're seeing more and more of this in the Sierras. It's probably from the drought we had over the past 10 years. Luckily, it's not massive with the trees dying. So if you take this trail all the way on the other side of Rock Creek, it ends at a big parking lot which is called Snow Park. And just before you get to that parking lot is a big old black rock that's underneath a beautiful pine tree. And when I get there, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a story. Now, I haven't quite made it to Black Rock where I'm gonna tell you the story, but this is a pretty little meadow, and you've got Rock Creek behind me here. It's flowing through this little beautiful meadow. Let's go over here and take a look at the creek. Yeah, this is Rock Creek cruising through the lower meadows. It does this for quite a ways. Up ahead on your right is that big old stately pine. And Black Rock sits right underneath that stately pine. Big old pine tree. And there's Black Rock. And I'm going to change up my camera situation and tell a little tale. Well, here's big old black rock. In the background there is the Sierra Nevada ridge that's looking west, southwest, and as it must happen to all of us, there will be a time when we have to go. And I have told everybody I would like to be cremated, and half of my ashes put out in the ocean in Montana de Oro. And there's an area right there near the cove. There's even a park bench. It's got Stephen Powers on the back of the park bench. But the other half of my ashes, I'd like to have one of my children, or all of them and my wife, or whoever can make it up here, come up here in the summertime and scatter them right around this black rock. It's got a gorgeous view, Sierras, which I love, and a good friend of mine, Gary Bershaw, who was best man at my wedding, and I was best man in his wedding, passed away at the young age of 48 in a horrific construction accident. And we skied a lot in Mammoth, and we were great friends, and he had his ashes scattered off the coast in San Diego, and half of them scattered up in Mammoth, about 20 miles from here at the top of the hill, by his wife. So I have the same concern and enjoyment of the ocean and the mountains, and so that's my request, and this will just always be my rock. Right back that way is the parking lot for the snow park or overflow parking. Easy place for somebody to park there and walk back in here 100 yards or so. Here's where Rock Creek sort of lazily makes its way through the lower meadow. Not nearly as loud and as rushing. It's just this beautiful, slow moving creek. Still ahead of mosquito time, so it's not too bad down here. Taking a little break here next to this gorgeous spot of Rock Creek. John Muir said going back to the mountains is like going home, and he was super correct. It re-energizes you. Mother Nature is my God. I don't think I'm religious. I know I'm not religious. But I do believe in Mother Nature, and I know we're here and then we're gone. We are not that important. We're just here to enjoy the journey. I got a little sentimental back there at Black Rock. But when you pass age 70, you know you're a lot closer to the end of the train than you are at the beginning, so I'm just trying to enjoy it the most I can and stay healthy. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock and it's Sunday night, September 8th. Getting the fire going, and windy today. Windy and cool in the morning, and definitely going to be cooler this evening. You can feel it. Campground's pretty much cleared out. Sunday, a lot of people leave, so it's much quieter around here. So it was a fun day. I got some errands run and went to Starbucks in Mammoth and took care of some email, etc. Talked to Laura. Everything's good on the home front, so can't complain. Pretty soon going to have maybe a bowl of cereal for dinner and call it a game. I highly recommend that you get an Apple Watch. My family gave me one for my 70th birthday this year, and I also use Kindle from Amazon. And if you buy a book on Amazon, for an extra $1 or $2, you can get the audiobook. And on an Apple Watch, you can download the audiobook, several of them, and listen to them using Bluetooth headphones. These are inexpensive Tetronics Bluetooth headphones. And all you need is your watch and the headphones, and you've got a book. You can lay in the tent and listen to a book. So right now I've been listening to The Cartel, which is the background book for Narcos Mexico that was on Netflix. It's 25 hours long, and I'm about halfway through it. So it's been great, and sort of kills the time and is enjoyable at the same time. Well, it's Monday, September 9th. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. So the first night I got here on Thursday night, it only got down to 46 degrees at night. And then the next night it got down to about 43. Both nights I was a little cold in my sleeping situation in the tent. I just had an air mattress and a cheap Coleman sleeping bag opened up under me, and another Coleman sleeping bag opened up on top of me with a thick wool blanket on top of me. And I stayed okay warm the first 2 nights, but my toes got cold because of circulation since I'm 70. So last couple of nights, its temperature's been coming down. Last night inside of the tent, it got down to 34. Tonight it's supposed to get down to 27. And last night I woke up several times in the night with my toes just feeling like they were frostbit. And I was wearing basically what I have on here with these mountain pants and a sweatshirt and wool socks inside of my bed, and I still got fucking cold. I'm sorry for my language. So anyway, I decided today to go up to Mammoth and get a sleeping bag, because I'm here for another 7 to 10 days, and I just can't sleep. So I went all over Mammoth. I had breakfast and went around Mammoth and went to 2 sports shops, and then they didn't have anything to speak of $700 sleeping bags. So I ended up back at Doug Kittredge's sporting store, and I told the lady my situation, and she sold me this nice Kelty mummy bag, which is down, and it's rated down to 20 degrees. And she also said, since you're on top of an air mattress, to put a pad, a roll-out pad underneath you, between you and the air mattress, keeps the cold air from the air mattress getting to you. And then also too, these are little heat packs that you activate and put inside your socks. She said that would help keep your feet warm. So 27 tonight, and the next 3 nights until it warms up again a little bit, but only back up in the 30s. So hopefully this works.